All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, Gervonta Davis and Canelo Alvarez, the biggest names in boxing, all of boxing, have a problem because they are falling sideways of the new king of boxing, monarch of boxing, as he has been labeled by UK promoters and some people in the United States when he came and he put on that Terrence Crawford fight. Turki Al-Sheikh being mighty disrespectful to these two dudes, insulting to these guys. Gotta wonder, man, what kind of guy is this? Let's talk about that in this video. In the United States, in the Western Hemisphere, so you know, is half the world. Oftentimes, people talk about boxing being global, but they never talk about it being global in the United States. It's only global when fights happen in small cities somewhere in Europe, or small countries in Europe or Asia. Relatively speaking, small countries compared to the United States. And I'm talking about geographically and population-wise. It's only global when it's happening over there in France or Italy or Saudi Arabia. But if you think about the hemispheres, you realize that half the world is in the Western Hemisphere. So if you are the biggest guys in the Western Hemisphere, you're one of the biggest in the world. And seeing as the way that time zones work, when you're big in the United States, people watch you everywhere else in the world. That is the case for Gervonta Davis and Canelo Alvarez. Now, there's another person who is trying to be very global. Two people. You have Eddie Hearn, who's trying to be very global. He puts on events in the United States, puts on events in the UK, he's put on events in Mexico. I wouldn't be surprised if he puts on one in Canada. And then, of course, Turki Al-Sheikh, who just put on his first big event in the United States with Terrence Crawford. And he apparently wants to do more, but he's running into some problems with the two big names in the Western Hemisphere, Canelo Alvarez and Gervonta Davis. And Turki Al-Sheikh is getting to the point where he is starting to show his personality as he responded to Canelo Alvarez and something Canelo Alvarez had said. And he responded in the same fashion that he responded to something that Gervonta Davis said about him. Now, what is that? Canelo Alvarez said that he wasn't interested in fighting Terrence Crawford. And hey, man, I'll cut you a break off the David Benavidez price if you want that fight, and I'll fight him for $150 million. Pretty much saying, look, man, I'm not interested or looking for a Terrence Crawford fight. I am 100% focused on the fight that I have with Edgar Berlanga. That's what Canelo Alvarez said. And he said, if you want to talk to me about fights, pretty much talk to me after I get done with this fight. Well, Turki Al-Sheikh doesn't like that because Turki Al-Sheikh called him up and was, hey, I want to talk about this next fight. What are you going to do for your next fight? Apparently, Canelo said, hey, man, I don't want to talk about this right now. You're pressing up on me and I got to fight on May 4th. What is Turki Al-Sheikh's response when all this hits the internet? Turki Al-Sheikh says that basically makes fun of Canelo Alvarez for being scared of David Benavidez. And after you lost to Bivol, ever since then, you don't want to fight any tough competition, basically calling him chicken shit, you know. And it's like, man, dude, what is this? Dog, what happened to the princely? What happened to the princely monarchy aura around this man? Well, now you're talking shit to Canelo. Man, if Canelo don't want to fight for you, Canelo ain't got to fight for you. There ain't no reason to insult you. If Canelo said that he don't want to do business with you, hey, man, there's a reason he doesn't want to do business with you. Now, this is not the first time, though, that Turkey did this. Turkey's done this to Gervonta, where Turki Al-Sheikh is asked about Gervonta in a press conference. People are on an interview. People ask Gervonta Davis about it. Gervonta says, yeah, man, basically, I don't need dude. What do I need to go over there for? I can make that much money here. You know what I mean? Now, Turkey says something about paying people fair prices. I need to bring that up. He said something to Canelo about paying fair prices. Well, Gervonta said, hey, if you want to talk to me, send me 2 Ferraris. Now, is Gervonta Davis serious about that? No. But what does Turki Al-Sheikh say? All I can do for you is send you 2 gloves to man up and fight. Right? More smack talk with the boxers. Now, for me, I think to myself, this is a personality that is starting to show. This is a personality where if you push back on this guy does not appreciate you putting up any resistance to what he requests. Maybe that is because he's used to dealing with Saudi princes in a monarchy, in a country where if the prince tells you to do it, that's your ASS if you don't. And there ain't no talk back from the normal person. It's popping off. And so him being an advisor and a cat's paw for that particular prince, Turki Al-Sheikh seems as if he is used to that treatment, but you're not going to get that treatment in the good old US of A. Not going to happen unless, of course, it's not going to happen with some people. Clearly, it's going to happen, seeing as Turki Al-Sheikh got put in the Nevada State Athletic Hall of Fame, even though he's probably never stepped foot in Nevada before in his life, and he's never put a fight on there. So let me hold up and say that he won't get that in the U.S. because obviously he is. But Canelo is not bowing down to him, and neither is Gervonta Davis bowing down to him like the rest of the boxing world is kowtowing for him. Now, as we look at what's going to happen in boxing moving forward, do you really think that that's the best type of scenario to have from the major boxers? To be put in a situation, the ones with the real fan base are ones that could possibly be sidelined for not doing what one person tells them to do. If they're successful, that being Turki Al-Sheikh and doing what he wants to do as far as becoming like the man in boxing. I don't know, but I find the whole thing very, very, very funny. Taking over the United States, boxing in the United States is not going to be an easy proposition. Taking over the world in boxing is not going to be an easy proposition. I don't believe anybody has done that for basketball. Nobody has done that, except I guess unless you include the NBA. But European basketball, they're not showing that on American TV. You may have some players come in that league from those leagues and go in there. But in the United States, we're not really checking for that like that. So don't expect it to happen in boxing. Anyway, it's just a real funny situation. Canelo Alvarez and Gervonta Davis do not need the man in order to get fights or in order to get opponents. Unless, of course, Turki Al-Sheikh completely surrounds them, gets all of the fighters in their weight division, and then in order to fight anybody, they have to fight somebody that is with him. However, seeing as he's not a promoter and the other underlying promoters that work with him will have fighters signed to him, no worries. They'll still find a fight. But look, man, I am not overly hopeful for this particular circumstance as it is. And yeah, man, good luck for Gervonta and Canelo standing on their square. I really was very, very shocked at the Nevada State Athletic Commission putting Turki Al-Sheikh in the Hall of Fame without ever having thrown a fight in Nevada. Man, that is just, anyway, just let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.